Carlo back with a new video. This time, no products. I didn't buy anything. Well, I kind of did, but this video is to show you what I did to my motorcycle. You can see it's kind of naked, like a C-3PO prequels, but right there, not my finger, but my hand, right there. I bought and installed an actual dash cam to my motorcycle. Now, my GoPro, I use GoPro on my helmet, but I find that it overheats super quickly, and when it does, you maybe get at most 20 to 30 minutes of video, and then the GoPro just shuts off by itself. And also battery life is not good, so you maybe get an hour and a half of tops of video. Whereas dash cams inside cars, like my car there, when you hardwire it, or even if you have a portable battery, they stay on forever. So I decided, you know what? Let's get an actual dash cam and try to stick it on my motorcycle. And I did successfully. It took about, oh man, like 6 hours to strip my bike, install the wiring, lead it through, and get it to actually work. So here's the dash cam. I spent 50 bucks on a cheapo dash cam. It does 1080p. It has forward camera, in-cabin camera, basically facing you. So it's good for me because, you know, while I'm riding, you're going to see me. And then a rear camera right there. First things first, bought the camera, bought a hardwire kit. The same generic Chinese-made hardwire kit that you would stick in a car. Exactly the same. And same kind of installation as you lead it through to the battery and fuse box. Now here, the mount, I bought this mount right here, this bar which attaches to the mirror. And then from this bar mount here, it uses a GoPro mount, as you can see. And since I have 100 of these stupid GoPro mounts, I'm like, yo, that works out perfectly. And then here's another GoPro mount right there. And then here, there's a little Velcro, the 407 Highway 407 ETR Velcro stickies. They work awesome. But since this thing's lopsided, there are buttons here on the left of the camera. Since it's lopsided, I had to zip tie all around to make sure the camera doesn't fly off. And what's good with the GoPro mount is if I don't want to leave the camera, just unplug. Ta-da! Oh, and there's my ghetto setup. So this cheap camera here, I need this to stay tilted up permanently. And because, you know, a motorcycle is all constantly going to be shaking and whatnot, this thing's going to definitely go back in and down. So behind all of this duct tape here, I put a little Lego wedge in there, which will keep it tilted up permanently. So that's good. This here is the rear cam, and this here is the hardwire power supply. Now this little hole there, that's the mount for if you were to stick it on your mirror, on the suction cup and whatever. So here are the two wires, power and rear, going down like this, leading through here, basically following my motorcycle's wires, into there, coming to here, behind that little bracket, and this bundle of wires, all the way through. And then in here is a big wad of extra length wire, which I just zip tied and stuck in there underneath it all. You can see see the big wad of wire. And then it would go, the wiring just keeps going through here, through there, emerges here. Here's a ground wire for the rear camera right there, and here is the control box for the hardwire kit to make sure it doesn't drain battery too badly. Bundles of wire, and then the hardwire fuse is right there. Now a motorcycle, this is it. This is the fuse box right there. It's not many fuses it needs. And here's the kit connector. So for my motorcycle, I tried a bunch of different slots. You can see there, all those different slots, 10 and 15 amps, and none of them seemed to work. I'm like, what the hell? It wasn't until I stuck that orange one along with the original 10 amp fuse in there and then stuck it in the box, and then it started working. Otherwise, you know, I turn on the bike and the camera doesn't turn on and whatever. And through there, there's a wad of wiring there. And then here, on my motorcycle, this one right here is my main fuse, which is a 30 amp. So when I tried connecting this to here, the camera was on, but stayed on. I wanted the camera to turn on when I turn on my ignition, rather than staying on constantly, which will definitely drain this battery. So there's the wire there. And then going through the back to get to the rear camera, I've led the wiring through here, underneath the frame. Had the zip tie, and there you go. There's my rear camera. Let's turn on the motorcycle. Top goose. There you go. Let's see here. And then here, up here. Oh, sorry. That's the rear camera. And let's see the front camera. That's the rear camera. There you go, front and rear, so not too bad. And I won't sit on my bike, but I'll give you an idea what it looks like. Don't shock my balls. Here's point of view. From up here, from my vantage point, it does kind of obscure the speedometer, but you know, just gotta do that and you can see the speedo. And there you go. Actual dash cam on a motorcycle rather than helmet cam. So here I am idling at a traffic light downtown Toronto. The shaking is pretty noticeable. The jelly effect is pretty noticeable. And when I hit bumps or you know, uneven road, the jelly does kind of hit hard. So you gotta, if you want better quality video, you gotta buy a better quality dash cam. This is a $50 dash cam, so what can you do? Here I am heading toward the sun, and things are a little washed out, but you can still make the cars out and the plates out. And you can see the camera angle that I have it on is pretty much perfect. Tilted kind of down and to the left, so you can see a good field of view. Here I am merging onto the highway and accelerating. As long as the road is smooth, the video is smooth, but you still see the jelly effect going up and down. I turned off the mic because otherwise you'd be hearing nothing but wind noise. Here's the in-cabin self-facing tilted upward toward me, and it's not too bad. There's the CN Tower. Colors are okay. It's a little muted. This is 720p, 30 frames per second. I can't remember if I mentioned the front forward-facing camera was 1080p, 30 frames per second. But this is not horrible. You can make out the clouds and the buildings and me, basically, so it's okay. Here's the rear camera, the worst quality one. You could just make out a big white unicorn walking with Deadpool crossing the street and a bunch of Blue Jays fans, but yeah, colors washed out, very pixelated. When I'm idling or when I'm hitting bumps, it gets very, very wavy and jelly. And you could barely make out license plates. The cars basically have to be like right up on my tailpipe in order to get a really good read on it. So you could just make them out. You could just make out the drivers too. But it's so washed out in the back. Again, $50 camera. You want better quality, spend more money. Here I am accelerating. Jelly, jelly, jelly. But hey, it's used for rear enders just in case, right? Yeah, let's hope not.